Hello guys. This is Void King. I'm here to bring you fanfiction that will brighten your day, but before we start be sure to like and subscribe for more. Ch16. My Cake. This chapter is written by Void King. Anos and Lei go on their own way to fight, and Misha and Sasha also fought Misa and her group. Rimuru wanted to help Misha and Sasha, but the two asked Rimuru to let them handle the fighting. The two were well aware of how powerful Rimuru is, and if they decided to let her join, Rimuru would just end everything in an instant and they won't get a chance to show their strength to Anos. Meanwhile, Rimuru let Sasha and Misha handle Misa and her group. Now Rimuru was left alone and she was not sure on what she should do, so she decided to find a good place to eat. And after a while of walking in the forest, she found a huge stone with a flat surface. Rimuru climbed the stone and decided to have a little picnic by herself. She takes out multiple food and tea from her storage. She also takes out the extra cake that she had brought that she was saving for today. This all looks tasty, she said as she started to eat. Boom boom in her surrounding explosion can be heard as Lei and Anos clash against each other. They sure are having fun. Well, it's not my fight, so I'll just wait till they finish, Rimuru said as she takes another bite of the strawberry cake that she was eating. Meanwhile, Anos was fighting Lei with a stick in his hand. The two can be seen on equal footing, but in reality, if Anos went all out, Lei would be defeated in an instant. You sure are enjoying this, Anos, Lei said. Well, you're the second one that managed to make me use this much strength, Anos replied as he swung his stick, which Lei deflected using his sword, and the force that the two attacks generated a shockwave that terraformed the entire forest. While the two are fighting, Misha and Sasha finished fighting Misa and her group when then the shockwave hits the place where they are. Hey, are you intending to destroy the entire forest? Sasha asked Anos. This forest is filled with magic energy, everything will return to normal overnight, Anos replied as he continues to clash with Lei. Both of their attacks are strong that manage to shake the ground. When Anos swung his sword, it generated a wind slash and Lei dodged it, so the wind slash went deep into the forest. After a few more minutes, Anos managed to defeat Lei and the two were talking. Sasha and Misha along with Misa and the others went to where Anos and Lei were. You did great, Lei, Anos complimented Lei. But I didn't manage to defeat you, Lei said. Well, you. Anos didn't get to finish his words since he felt a murderous intent behind his back. And when he turned around, a black katana was heading straight at his neck. Anos managed to jump back to avoid the blade of the sword that was aimed at his neck. Sis. What happened to you? Anos asked Rimuru, who was releasing a murderous aura. How dare you? How dare you ruin my cake, you idiot brother of mine? Rimuru said with tears in her eyes as she sends a barrage of attacks toward Anos. Each slash was capable of decapitating a horde of dragons or even cutting down an entire mountain in half. Wait. Stop. I didn't even do anything, Anos tried to reason with his sister, but it all fell on deaf ears. I said stop, Anos said as he was forced to summon Delzigade and summon Venuzdanoa just to match Rimuru, who was holding the Sword of Tempest. Some might be wondering why Rimuru was so angry at Anos. Well, it goes back to when Anos sent a wind slash towards Lei and it went deep in the forest and it hit the chocolate roll cake that Rimuru was saving for the last. Please sis, stop, Anos tried to call his sister, but Rimuru continued to attack Anos. Rimuru didn't care about her surrounding and as if she had lost all of her sense of reason. While Anos was struggling on fighting Rimuru, Seal decided to take action and forcefully activate sleep mode. As soon as Seal activates sleep mode, Rimuru lost consciousness and started to fall to the ground. Anos seeing this catch his sister and landed safely. Anos looked at Rimuru, who had tears in her eyes while she was sleeping, and Rimuru murmurs words while she was in her sleep. I work hard to get that cake, why did you ruin it, brother? Rimuru said in her sleep. Anos, who heard it, just smiled and looked at his sister who was sleeping on his lap. I'll buy you a new one. Honestly, what a troublesome sister you are, Anos said. He didn't hate how Rimuru acted, in fact he liked it since it was a new feeling for him. After 2,000 years he felt joy in having someone that he can call his family. Ch17. Consequence of having a greater power. After the fight, Anos invited Misha, Sasha, and Lei to their house while Princess carrying the unconscious Rimuru. Upon their arrival, Isabella made a fuss about Rimuru, thinking that Rimuru had gotten injured. However, Anos quickly cleared up the misunderstanding and reassured his mother that Rimuru was only tired. He placed Rimuru on her bed inside her own room and headed downstairs to talk and have a meal with Misha, Sasha, and his parents. While I was eating, The thoughts of what happened earlier were still in my head. My sister, who usually has long patience, suddenly lost control over her body. It was as if she became a completely different person. Adding to my concerns, the power and strength she showed were nothing out of the ordinary. Her attacks were heavy and hard-hitting. I wondered if something had happened to her because I knew my sister wasn't someone who would randomly throw a tantrum just for a limited edition cake. Even so, I needed to buy her a new cake later in the morning. Anos-chan, are you alright? You've been staring at your food and not eating, my mom said. I'm fine. I'm just thinking about something. Let's continue to eat, I said and continued to eat. The next morning, Rimuru woke up with a headache. Ah, my head hurts. What happened, Seal? The last thing I remember is that my cake was sliced in half, Rimuru asked Seal. Master, you lost control of your power during that time and attacked Anos, Seal replied. What do you mean by that, Seal? Yes, you did complete your evolution, but that was only the initial stage. At the moment, your evolution is not even 50% complete, and it seems that further evolution will cause your personality to change. Seal explained to Rimuru, who remained silent all this time. I understand, but why did I suddenly lose control? Rimuru asked. Your state is still unstable during your evolution, but that doesn't mean you can suddenly lose control over your power. When I took a look at you, I found a trace of magic power that didn't belong to anyone we know, neither from the central world nor here. Seal said with an angry tone, realizing that she didn't notice the magic that was used on Rimuru. A.N. Don't ask questions about the magic. I'll answer that later in the following chapters. So you're saying that someone cast magic on me to make me lose control? Rimuru asked to clarify. Yes, Master. I'm sorry I didn't notice it at that time. Ciel's voice was filled with disappointment in herself. Don't be sorry, Ciel. Just focus on finding the culprit. I'll make sure to give him a piece of my mind, and I'll make him pay for using me to try and hurt the people who are important to me, Rimuru said as a purple sinister aura started to appear on her back. Ciel also reminded Rimuru to control her emotions, as Rimuru is the only one who can manage her own emotions. If she fails, her personality will be altered due to her evolving state, which would take a few hundred or thousands of years more to complete. So I also need to control my emotions so that I don't accidentally cause trouble for those around me. If I had known that this evolutionary process would be this troublesome, I should have rejected it, Rimuru said as she stood up from her bed and decided to take a bath and put on her school uniform. Then, she headed downstairs. Once I went to the second floor of our house, Mom ran straight towards me and gave me a tight hug. Rimuru-chan, are you alright? Are you hurt? Mom asked me. She really is a worrywart, but that's what makes her a great mother who cares for her children. Father also asked me lots of questions if I'm okay, and Nii-san didn't speak and only ate. After our breakfast, we went to school. On the way, Nii-san didn't talk to me, so I took the opportunity to apologize for what happened yesterday. Nii-san, about yesterday, I'm so sorry that I caused you trouble. I promise it won't happen again, I said while doing a sincere bow. You don't need to apologize to me. It's my fault that your cake got involved in my fight, so here, Nii-san gave me a box. I was surprised because the box was actually the same one that was used when I bought the limited cake. I don't know why, but my eyes started crying as I dashed straight towards Nii-san and gave him a hug. Maybe it's because of my personality slowly changing due to my evolution. No matter what the reason is, this moment is something that I will always cherish. Come to think of it, Nii-san was chosen to participate in a sword tournament, and he doesn't have a sword. So I might as well create a sword for Nii-san to repay him for his kindness. I'll make sure to create a sword that has never been seen before in any world, and I'll ensure that the sword I give to Nii-san is the strongest in the whole world. I don't think creating such a sword is a good idea, Master, Ciel complained, but I'm determined to create a sword for my Nii-san. With her determined personality, Rimuru set her new goal, to create a sword like no other, a sword that would even surprise the Demon King of Tyranny. Meanwhile, in an unknown place, a single being covered in black stood alone. His facial expressions could not be seen, but one could tell that this being was angry. Damn it, it didn't work. Who would have thought that she would be able to stop herself from causing more destruction? I need to hurry and try one more time because if I fail again, those gods will be the ones after my life. Damn it, the being said as he disappeared, leaving no trace behind. So you're the one responsible for what happened to my master. Looks like I'll need to take out the root in order to make up for my mistake. A being similar to Rimuru looked at the being covered in black. Her red eyes stared directly at him, as if she was looking at her prey. End.